like I just did, you're saying that technically, as citizens, we don't have to go through any legal maneuvering or whatever in order to establish this corporate entity because it's granted to us upon birth.
Exactly, but they never told you. So what they did in terms, listen to me, so what they did in terms, set up what they had, to me, under slavery is a judicial system. This is why you see that there's disparities in the sentencing guidelines. People would easily accept, they committed crime as opposed to, they got them people acting like slaves out there in the fields. See? Nobody thinks of that. They just say, the crime, so he's supposed to go. That's the way, but that's the way they taught you to think. But secretly, they know it's not a crime. That just gave them access to your trust.
Okay, let me make sure I understand. Let me get a handle on this as well. Are there any examples where an individual who previously didn't have this knowledge and came across this knowledge and somehow executed properly the way you guys are telling me about the way it works right now and actually was able to take advantage of it and use it and in terms of satisfying the debt associated with the crime or sentences associated with the crime?
I understand. Now, I only heard of words I don't know, but I will say that when you do things like that, you do it in the private. See, you don't do it in the public court. That's when you talk to the judge, he would not have on his robe.
In a private
situation. He's operating in the private. If he's operating in the private, listen to me, you have a question.
Right, okay.
If I'm a judge and you come to me, change for value, you will talk to me in chambers. I will not be in that robe. That will be in the private. They don't do that in the. I only know of one person that has done that. No, but I can say that I do know for a fact. I know a young man who they took his daughter and he shut her trust down where they can't access it, and so as a result, they had to give him his kid back because they can't make any money off her.
I'm sorry, who shut the trust down?
He had it shut down.
The father?
Yes.
Okay, and then he had to give the money back?
No, he did not. No, baby, no.
That's the question.
In other words, listen.
Okay, go ahead.
You're too busy asking.
Don't get upset.
Okay, listen. They were keeping his kid because they were accessing her trust. Okay, the state had the kid in foster care. So if the kid's there, they can just go in that trust at will, right? You got that part, right?
Okay, the state was accessing the trust.
Yes, baby, yes.
Okay, got that part. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so when he shut it down and he became the beneficiary over her trust, they couldn't access it anymore. So therefore, there was no reason to keep that kid. He gave back.
Right, okay. Go ahead.
And so what I'm saying today is that what we need to be doing is a petition asking them to shut them all down. That will stop all the oppression, meaning that nobody can have access to the straighten this mess out.
Shut all the trusts down?
Yes.
What about just acknowledging that?
They've already acknowledged it. I've told you 5 times. The Pope has told you.
No, wait a minute. Hold on. Because I think I'm a somewhat intelligent person.
I told you, but you came in.
Hold on.
Came in late and you missed it.
That's okay.
Wait a minute. Hold up. You came in late and you missed it.
I know that.
And I'm telling you, you said, well, I'll acknowledge, and I'm telling you that you have. Yes, I just said, right there.
Because you
have room with you.
Okay, your name is Shirley, right?
Yes, and I posted it right there.
Now, just your emotions and your just for a second, because this is, I guess, an emotionally charged issue. I'm supposed to get.
No,
I understand that. Hold on.
And said it. I posted it. Basically, it came out in 2013.
Okay, well, look, not everybody sees posting. Okay?
I know. I told them. Okay, I'm fair.
I
tell you what, girl. No. What we're going to do is prepare this for concern, because I'm really enjoying this, but I think what I would advise you to do, if you don't mind, read what I posted and then come back in.
Okay. Now can I make it? Are you ready?
No, you is this. Okay. Well, something else for the president. At the meantime, I'm saying to you, if you and then the money going that then come back in.
Well, let me ask you a question.
Okay, go ahead, baby.
I know everybody's waiting in line and can't wait to talk. It's like that much in demand. But look, this is what I want to make sure I understand, because when someone says that they already put it out there, everybody knows, but
I didn't say everybody knows. I didn't say
a lot of it is hidden in plain sight. One thing I want to add to this is a lot of it is hidden in plain sight, but people don't know where to look or what they're looking at.
Right. Well, that's my point. We all know that we're finding out slowly that our government is involved with a whole lot of things. But I think one problem, like we're just discovering, we got this judicial mess, and not everybody knows how that works either. And we need to make sure that in this era of mass communication, that we actually communicate this indefinitely and very loudly until we say absolutely that this is mass information that everybody can find and talk about knowledgeably. Because, again, with my education and the little bit of success that I had in life, I make sure that I'm aware of a lot of different things. But this is something very, very new. And I do a lot of blogging too, you guys, okay? On a lot of different subjects, okay?
Okay, well, what I'm going to do, let me just say this. If you go in the chat room, I'm under there say good news, and you'll see that's me.
Oh, okay, good news.
It'll be under Shirley, right, and you'll see it.
Okay.
Okay.
This is kind of important. I'm just going to throw this out there.
Okay.
A lot of times when I come across a subject matter that's kind of controversial, and I think it's word out, I don't care if everybody knows about it or not, I want to make sure I do my part, right?
Okay.
Sometimes when I write up a story, I write up the pros, the good news, and the bad news, right? Mm-hmm. I have to make sure everyone understands that this is that can prove my point. I have not been able to tax individuals, income tax, the corporations are trying to make a profit individuals. So when I wrote that story, I had a Supreme Court case and a number of precedents so people can clearly see this is not just some conjecture. There are citations, there's cases, there's all sorts of information, right, to prove the point, right? So typically, Shirley, when you doctor, what I try to do is make sure I can say, look, here's an example of an individual who went to jail or went to court or something, and he paid a fine or whatever sometime as an individual. He wasn't able to take advantage of this corporate entity that you talk about, and then somehow he became knowledgeable or aware of what you're referring to, and then guess what? Now he didn't have to go to court or pay a fine or go to jail because what? He exercised this privilege that you guys talk about, and now he's settling his debt with his trust, right?
Not necessarily because a guilty plea extinguishes all defenses. So if you go through...
No, we're not talking about a guilty plea right now.
Yeah, but I'm saying you're talking about somebody that's going to jail. Wait a minute.
But wait a minute. I think it's unfair that other people hold it. I think it would be very nice if Mr.
Yeah, let me get out because I'm obviously...
Well, what...
But I want to say this to you. This is not a gesture or our opinion. It's out there. That's why I just posted it again. Read
do this. Well, both of you guys do this. Get some precedents, some cases in there.
Well,
honey, it just came out. But I would say something. Yeah,
it came out.
And we're talking, and this is something that...
Let me say this to you. Trump has just admitted that. It's only been a few years ago, but what we are seeing, but let me say this since I have you here. Once they admitted that and they removed the immunity, I'm going to tell you some cases. This is why the president is going back retroactively.
Right.
And this is why, not only is he bringing them home, if he found any wrongdoing against the prosecutor, this is the first time in history you see so many prosecutors being indicted. This is the first time in history you see so many social workers, because when they removed that immunity, not only did they remove immunity, it allowed us to back retroactively.
And there's one other portion of it. You're asking us to show you casework. We're talking about the fact that it's right in the congressional record. It's non-existent. And when we're telling you case law, when you're asking for case law, if you're asking for case law, wait a minute, sir, I'm trying to answer you. No, I know, but I'm trying to answer him. And no, I'm talking about public record. Public record is case law. Wait a minute. Wait, sir. Let Shirley speak.
He's talking about the behavior of judges. This has nothing to do with the birth certificate.
I'm not. It doesn't. What I'm saying is, you're right. We're talking.
He thought it was because we were talking about the birth certificate.
Well, but we're also talking about the fact that these judges have no authority whatsoever. Well, I'm giving him the source. I was giving him the source of the congressional record. He was asking for case law. The case law is published right in the congressional record.
That's what he was asking. Exactly. He was asking if we have a case law so we can show a precedent for the birth certificate. And I was trying to tell him no, but what I was telling him is, in addition to the birth certificate, put that to the side. When they took away immunity, that allowed them to go back retroactive. And I'm saying that is case study every day when the president is going to the prisons and he's going after these prosecutors who did some prosecutorial misconduct and convicted. That's a separate issue from the birth certificate. That just came out. That's what we're saying.
Also,
I don't know if I get behind it. I don't know if I get behind this concept as vigorously as I would like to.
well, if you have a question, sir, let me give you another case that you might want to consider reading separately, which is very germane to what we're talking about and what you're saying that you can't get behind. It's a case that was decided. That's why I'm trying to give him the case law. The case was discussed in 1956. Wait a minute. You asked for case law, sir, and I'm answering you. I'm giving you authority. I'm giving you authority to establish your belief.
George, I gotta try to remember this, okay? It's like me reading to you something that came from Wikipedia, the whole page or something.
Well, it's called United States. You can Google this. United States versus Bleecker. I got it, but I still have to put it out there for those of us that can get what I'm saying. If you're having a problem, you can listen to the broadcast and go back and read United States versus Bleecker. That is an authority that talks about the case that the United States has to create a fiction because the government itself is a fiction. So they have to create an entity for a human being. It's a legal precedented case. And while you're screaming my name, that's all I'm trying to get to you, to bring knowledge to you so that you can come back and look at this case to understand. Since you don't have understanding, there's a case for you. It's from 1956. It's called the United States versus Bleecker. The whole case is based on the fact that there is SKV Trust that's created in your name. It's acknowledged fact. It's acknowledged fact, but everybody keeps screaming my name and saying don't understand, and I'm trying to bring you the enlightenment of where it is for you to find out about the enlightenment.
Well, thank you. Did you hear that, mister? I think we're confused, brother.
Well, I don't mean to confuse him, but he was saying he couldn't get it because he had to have case law. Where's the established case law?